Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you are tuning in. My name is Jonathan Torres-Herrera, and you are watching or listening to the JTH show. Today, let's talk about the presidential podcast, Trump built social media platform, El Chapo news, and sounds of nature from Mars. But first, roll the intro. All right, welcome back to another episode of the JTH show. I want to give a quick shout out to everybody listening on the podcast platforms. I looked at our analytics today, and I gotta say that the podcast fans are beating out the YouTube fans. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to start any fights out there, but I'm just gonna be real with you guys. People, thank you for listening on the podcast platforms. On average, I think we're getting 200 listens per episode, more or less. Well, of course, we're nowhere near that on YouTube. And you know what? It's okay. It's fine if we end up being bigger on podcasts. And if you guys have not followed there yet or listened, you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Radio Public. Thank you very much. Also, if you don't mind giving that button right there, you know what button? The like button, please. Because there's a troll that likes to dislike all of our buttons. I think it's my wife, just low key. But it's fine. It's okay. I don't care if she dislikes it. She dislikes me in real life, so it's fine. But anyways, give us that like button. And with that, let's get into the news. Shall we, Josh?
Let's get right to it. So
what look at that. Everybody's looking at my, sorry, hold on, guys. Everybody's looking at my Slack. Everybody's like, oh, look at how he treats Josh. Sorry. Yeah, let's get into the news today. Sorry, Josh. I want to start with this one real quick. All right? Here's why. All right? I have beef now with Barack Obama. I do. Let me tell you why. I'm going to explain it. I feel that Bruce Springsteen and Barack Obama copied us. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to explain why. Okay? What do you see here? All right? Musician, white guy. Musician right there, white guy. I'm pointing at Josh. Dark, handsome man. Create podcasts. What? Think I'm bullshitting? Fine. Very laid back. Same mic. You ever realize that? Same mic.
Oh my God.
Same mic.
God damn.
Call me lame, dude. It's a conspiracy. That's fine with me. But Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen launched podcast after watching JTH show. We'll talk about politics and life. What do we talk about? That's right. Coincidence? I don't think so. The friendship made in America. That's how Spotify is describing it. The new podcast, Renegades Born in the USA, featuring conversations between former President Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen. And I just mispronounced that word. Sorry. The platform says that the duo will share the stories of their America and get deep about what it really means to be born in the USA. A play on words on Bruce, Bruce's song, right? Born in the USA. Listen, it's fun. There's not a lot to share on this. That's about it as in the article. I wanted to bring up something that I'm just seeing around the internet right now. And that is that, honestly, we're going to be suppressed because we have been, right, by YouTube in the YouTube gods. And here someone came up with basically the same show that we came up with. But all of a sudden, Spotify now, give them a deal. I think it's fucking bullshit. That's all I'm going to say. So I have beef with Bruce Springsteen and Barack Obama for, Now, next you're going to see what? You're going to start seeing Game of Thrones stuff on their show? If you see Game of Thrones, I'm just saying, listen, I'm going to call it right now. But if you start seeing Game of Thrones shit on their show, okay? All right. That's all I'm going to leave it there. Let's move on to the next story. Am I wrong?
They are Pepsi to our Coca-Cola, I'm going to say right now.
Good. Thank you. But I thank you, but I feel shitty now because I'm a Coke kind of guy. But it's okay.
Yeah,
I'll be Pepsi.
We're the real deal.
Oh, we are Coke. Oh, okay. I thought you were calling us Pepsi. I was like, well, I'll take it. But, yes, we are the Coke. Thank you. We're full of Coke.
No, don't say
No. I mean, no. I mean, not that I consume Coke. I mean, I never mind. Listen, the point is that they ripped up the fucking formula. Okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly.
You do see it though, right? You do see it. He could have gone anyone else. He could have gone on Cat Williams. He could have gone on Oprah. He found himself a musician. He's like, and by the way, if you start seeing Bruce Springsteen, by the way, with red hair, it's done. It's a done game. Okay. All right. Everyone out there right now, I know you guys agree. Let us know. Give us a like if you agree. Let's go on to the next story. I'm going to make it a little fun, right? Even though it's not. Here's something that I found today. It came up all over my social media literally right as we were getting ready to film this show. Now, it is a bit serious, right? Because we're talking about, you know, the for you guys not listening on the show, not watching, there's an article out of NBC. Wife of Joaquin Chapo Guzman arrested on drug trafficking charges at Virginia airport. Now, let me start by saying this. After reading the article, it's a little lengthy, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing. But essentially, they're saying that the DOJ, the Department of Justice in the U.S., is saying, oh, you know, we have found evidence that, you know, she was, you know, part of the whole, game with Chapo and stuff like that. In which, I will say, well, no fucking duh. Come on. I mean, how is this even news, and how is this news just now? Right? The article goes on to say that the wife of the notorious Mexican drug trafficker Joaquin Chapo Guzman was arrested on Monday at a Virginia airport on drug trafficking charges, federal authorities said. The woman, Emma Coronel Aspiru, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, 31, was taken into custody at Dulles International Airport near Washington, faces charges of conspiracy to distribute cocaine, methamphetamine, heroin, and marijuana for importation into the U.S. Sorry. So, you know, let me tell you that this is why I'm covering it today. I have a big problem with how TV, including movies, including places like Netflix, romanticize the whole narco culture, right? I've said it in different shows. One thing is to like music. One thing is to even say, you know what, I enjoyed the Netflix series Narcos. But the problem is that we don't see that there is something, you know, that in my opinion does greater damage. There's a lot of little girls, right, that I know that like idolize this woman right here because she was married. Yeah, I know. Married to El Chapo. And they have like this, I don't know, like this way of dressing, right? That they're like these, they have a name for them. I don't even know what they call them in Spanish, right? In fact, let's go to something like VH1, who has created even a TV show, right? It's all about the children of X. I don't know any of these people, but I was reading into it. I didn't even know it existed until today. But I guess VH1 created a cartel crew, right? Which again, it poisons the water further for young kids, right? That are looking at what are they going to do? Kids that are maybe 9, 8, 10 years old. It's like, what do I want to do? A lot of them are born into poverty. A lot of them are in some capacity forced into this lifestyle, right? So is this a win, right? Which is ultimately why I actually wanted to cover this. I will say, yeah. I know a lot of people that are, again, have romanticized cartels. Will say it's bullshit. You know, she's innocent. She's this, she's that. Let's stop it. All right. If you guys know anything of her background, and I only know because of this article, she came from nothing. You know, Joaquin essentially found her in some beauty competition. Said, "I want this girl," which by the way, very pedo of him because she was under 18 years old and he was already a divorced man. Yeah, and it's like, this is my new wife. You know, and she had her kids, and then that's it, right? I mean, look it up. I'm not fucking lying about this. You can do it yourself, right? Do your own research. But what's my point? That kind of behavior romanticizes, right, children into thinking that's what I got to do, and little girls into saying that's all I got. So this is a win. This is a message that it should be sent. Now, at the same time, it's a problem because they're now what happens every single time they cut off one of the heads, right, of the dragon or whatever the hell they call that, another one gross. Hydra, thank you. Right? 2 more girl, 4 more girl, whatever. So is this going to create, unfortunately, a vacuum? I think it already has. But yeah, I think it'll continue. Right?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, looking at the series, it looks like I thought Narcos was pretty good, actually. I think it was really well done. But looking at the VH1 version, it kind of looks like the TikTok version of Narcos. You know what I mean?
Right.
Lower brow, a little bit trashier. Just not good, not as good. Because Narcos, I think the smart thing about that series was it wasn't glorifying drug trafficking. It was it was very balanced in the way sometimes you were with the DEA, sometimes you were with the narcos. It was very balanced, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely made for a platform like Netflix, almost like ready for move for I'm sorry, for the theater. But at the same time, as well as it was made, I feel that all that again sets a sense rather, excuse me, a really, this is what you need to get into kind of thing when it comes to that kind of lifestyle. I may be wrong here.
Right.
I'm not saying that Narcos is going to be solely responsible for the next, rising in cartel members, but all this, that's what that does. So when I see news like this, right, I can't help to like celebrate a little bit, because it just puts Mexico in a really shitty position, right? Not that it doesn't happen without him anyways. Who's to say that without every single narco out there, Mexico would be better? I mean, I understand many people have that argument, say, you have no idea how much of these cartels have helped certain, towns and stuff like that throughout Mexico. But can anyone tell me that they've done more good than bad? Probably not. I mean, if we're going to be honest here, right? I mean,
Right.
I see it in Tijuana all the time, dude. I mean, I'm from San Diego, right? And I see it and hear it all the time from people out there. That people have gone missing. People's head just freaking appears, like literally random heads, like bowling balls in the sidewalk. What is that? What message does that send for the community and for the kids growing up in those communities? So I'm sorry, but this is a win, but I know that it might create a vacuum.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. Yeah, I mean, like, as far as like actually living in Mexico for a long while now, I think the kind of general mentality here is like, if you don't involve yourself with those people, you won't have any problem, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It's true.
Yeah.
I when I had a call center out there, it's something that I heard too, but it was also something that I'm like, hey, if someone comes knocking, if they ask for money, you're gonna have to pay it. And everybody that ever came up those stairs, because we're in the second floor, I always thought like, oh my God, is this gonna be someone, like the people that I was told that might come asking for, the traditional piso they call it, which is
Right.
you're paying for protection. So, and I don't know. I always thought about it, But anyways, but yeah, that's it for that one. But let's get into the next one real quick, because I want to make fun of this one, and that is, that is out of the Irish Post. Donald Trump in discussions about launching his own social media platform to rival Twitter. Of course, it would be to rival Twitter, not Facebook, since I'm pretty sure at this point, he's very salty over what they did to him, which I called it. I'm also gonna, yeah, I know, I'm calling everything today. I called it. My wife was here when I said that. The moment this guy loses, or right around, they're gonna just all of a sudden pull the plug, and they did. Right now, I think anybody could have really seen that coming. I mean, it was just like Twitter was just waiting for him not to have that official label, where they, he can't make their life more miserable, and they banned his ass. Now, I also said a couple episodes back that he was going to come back in some form. I initially thought that this guy was going to come back in the form of what was that one other platform we were talking about? Remember? Parlor, right?
Yeah.
It made more sense. They already have the infrastructure, but now I feel that they have sort of like just a bad rap now, and they're trying to clean themselves after firing the CEO, right? So they're trying to like better themselves, and bringing on Trump maybe doesn't necessarily serve them well. At the same time, I don't think he wants to be at the mercy of a platform that can just ban him. Now, if anybody's panicking already, you guys should understand that a lot of shit that Trump has done in the past hasn't worked very well. I mean, he did win the presidency, but I think he's had like yachts or a airline. He's had casinos, and they haven't all worked out, right? At least not long term. Maybe short term, there's a big scandal. Is this going to be one of those ventures? I would say likely so. I will say though, however, there is a buddy of mine who will remain nameless that he called it as well, and he thinks, on the other hand, that actually it might go really, really well because there is, as he said, there is a market for it. There is a need for it. Right? So,
Right.
Are you going to subscribe? Be honest.
That's going to be a hard pass on that one, I think. But yeah, you're completely right. Like it seems like a lot of things. Well, I mean, he has invested in some things that have worked, but I'd like to ask him how that wall's coming along.
Well, I mean, look at his university. I think the university just settled all the lawsuits or whatever. You know, I like to poke fun of the guy, right? I've said sometimes, you know, sometimes some episodes that there are some stuff that I agreed with him, you know, on certain policies. Very few, but I did. Now, I'm not going to be unrealistic and say every single thing that he had, like some people. No, I'm not going to do that because that's not true, right? But for the most part, I do see his track record, right? Is this going to be one of those things? I think very likely, man. I think it could possibly very likely be one of those things. Now, it's not official for the any of you guys wondering or worried, either one. It's not official. I guess a John Jason Miller, according to this article, a former senior advisor to 2020 Trump campaign, told Sky News Australia that there's been conversations and meetings already to this point. I think there's a good chance former President Trump could set up his own social media platform, in which case, regardless of what the platform is, it's going to be the biggest one, biggest ones he joins it. Well, listen, it's not going to be the biggest one. I think, yes, there's going to be a big market. There's going to be a big shift. We saw that with Parler. To be fair, in my opinion, Twitter, you know, was a little shaky when they saw big margins of people go from their platform and Facebook, by the way, over to Parler. It is my opinion that certain elements and people out there in those elements worked together. Not gonna name platforms, you know, Apple Store and Google, not you, totally not you, that completely along to help with who? That's right. Cloud, Amazon services, completely just like, you know, disband or whatever Parler, right? And everything was happening. I will say this though, that is not free market. In business terms, that is not, right? It together, even though it's not technically a monopoly, together they did work to get rid of Parler, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, what does that tell you? Well, that tells you that if you're not one of the good old boys, you cannot play. You just can't, right? It's not even about a pay per play or anything like that, which, yeah, it does send a really dangerous message, right? To anyone else in the future. If you right now, Josh, you win the lotto and for some fucking crazy reason, Josh says, you know what, I'm going to open my social media platform. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. But, you know, I really just, there's only one thing that I hope, and I hope he calls it the Freedom app, so it could be abbreviated to the FAP.
Sorry, press the wrong button here. The Freedom app. Wouldn't he call it be? No, didn't he call someone else a patriot? No, not the Freedom.
The Patriot Party. The
Patriot Party. Yeah, the Patriot Party. So maybe the Patriot app.
So yeah, he could be the PP app and the PP Party. Sorry, and the Freedom app, the FAP.
The FAP.
I just hope he does it like completely obliviously and doesn't realize what he's doing.
He's like, whatever it is. Yeah, whatever it is, it's gonna get memed on, man, hard. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but there is a market for it, man. People are asking for it in a way. And with that, let's get into the last bit of news. This one, you're about to get geeky because I'm gonna get really geeky right now. Yeah. All right. So NASA, directly from NASA, article released today. NASA's Mars Perseverance rover provides front row seat to landing. First audio recording of the red planet. Now, I will say that it's going to be really, really cool if, I don't know, in about 2-3 years, maybe less, you're going to be sleeping to the sounds of Mars. Mm-hmm. I do it all the time, you know. Well, I don't do it. Someone else forces me to hear them. I'm not going to point fingers, you know. But, yeah, it's going to be really cool, man, if you end up just falling asleep, you know, to the sounds of Mars. Now, if you guys are interested in hearing what those sounds are, let me see if I can actually play them. I don't think we'll get claimed
too much though, because we'll get copyrighted by NASA.
You think NASA will claim us? That would be shitty. Let's try it out though. Let me see. You're right. I didn't think about that, but let's see if they do. So I think to do that, let me see if I get the audio here correctly. If you guys don't hear it, you know, it is what it is. I tried, but let me see if I can do that. So here's
ready.
supposedly the sounds.
No, I can't hear anything.
Because those are the noises.
Like nothing.
I know. That's literally the noise. Whatever you guys, whoever's hearing this, that's what it sounds like. Now, to be fair, I was also like that when I first saw this. I played it and I'm like, and then I realized, what the fuck am I supposed to be hearing for? Like, there's nothing there. Like if all of a sudden you hear like, and you're like, you know, like there's nothing there. So I played it like 10 times and I'm like, that's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically white noise, but they did release it. You know, for all we know, this is just someone's, you know, speaker here creating some BS noise, but NASA says supposedly this is from the Red Planet. Now, the reason I say, you know, that I'm totally nerding out is because I honestly, genuinely, I've said it before. I'm actually quite interested in seeing, you know, more of us getting there and how I think in front of us, everything is kind of like unveiling, right? Like we are going to be that generation. Well, a lot of us don't stop and think about this, by the way, that if, you know, we're able, you know, to live for the next 30 years, 40 years, we're going to be that generation that actually sees Mars get colonized, right? And built out. I think personally, that's pretty freaking cool. I already said it before, you know, my wife might push me back on this, but if there's like, you know, Southwest tickets for $99, we're taking it. We're taking a family vacation to Mars. 100%. 100%. I'm telling you right now. She says no right now, but I'm 100%. We're taking it.
I mean, yeah, it would be pretty cool. I didn't actually hear the audio, but I'm imagining it was something like,
Yeah. That's probably what it was, man. That's probably what it was. Someone like, first noises of Mars.
you hear someone coughing in the background. Like,
Yeah. Oh my God, there's coughing. Someone's coughing in Mars. Yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to hear more, right? Because we're going to end up hearing machines in the background working. This is, by the way, the second or third rover that they have there officially that sends this kind of high quality imagery. Now, you're probably right. So I'm not going to fully play this right now. Oh, there's that ice cream truck in the background. So you guys, yeah, let's let him pass for a little bit. Hold on. Okay. There's a paletas here in El Paso. Yeah, they do it just like in anywhere else, man. It's a paletero pass by and, you know, with the Loud House, you know, song. But anyways, yeah, they have like, these are actually supposedly from Mars. I know a lot of people are going to make fun of me like, are you serious? You believe this is from Mars? Which I will say this, I have a naysayer that I know personally, you know who you are, that I talked about, you know, pictures and stuff like that. And I shut him up real quick when I told him, dude, if they would have sent photos from like, I don't know, like really crappy photos that, you know, those flip phones to take, you would have been like, really? Oh, this 4K and that's what we got. And now they're sending allegedly like really high resolution photos. People are also like, you know, what do you want? But anyways, I find this to be really awesome. You know, they showed the whole video of this rover, you know, thing landing. I think within the next 5 years, man, if not Elon, someone is going to have like machinery, full blown, you know, call it to a certain extent, unfortunately, just, you know, mining all the resources, you know? So I think it's pretty cool.
yeah. Well, I think it's going to be Elon Musk, right? I mean, he already owns, like, I can't remember what percent of satellites in the sky, but it'll be him probably, I'm going to guess.
He's about to send more, man. Like there was an article, I don't have it pulled up, but he, you know what, the recent Starlink, he just said that he's gonna double the amount by next year, and he's gonna double the speed of the available internet. I'm telling you right now, that guy's gonna put out the cable companies out of business, or pretty damn close to it, closer than I think anyone else has come to, besides like Netflix and stuff like that with cable. I think a lot of cable companies thought, oh, we're safe with internet. That's fine, Netflix. That's fine, HBO. Take our, you know, our TV subscribers. That's fine, right? But if you think about it, in my opinion, they always felt safe in having internet, right? But if Starlink, man, is able to say, here's a satellite, cancel your internet, it's crazy. So,
Yeah, it is.
anyways, that's it for today. You have anything else you want to share with the crew, with the team?
can't think of anything else. I mean, it's been a Monday, so if you're listening to this on any Monday in the future or anything like that, just don't feel too bad. It's Tuesday tomorrow, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show, and until next time, see ya.